Welcome back to the Radio TV podcast. Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. The year of the snake, I believe. Let's see. Yes, the year of the snake. The month of the snake is the fourth month of the Chinese lunar year. The snake is the sixth of the 12-year cycle of animals which appear in the Chinese zodiac, related to the Chinese calendar. What does this mean? I don't know. It's impossible for me to know. According to one legend, I'm on Wikipedia right now, there is a reason for the order of the animals in the cycle. A race was held to cross a great river, and the order of animals in the cycle was based upon their order in finishing the race. In this story, the snake compensated for not being the best swimmer by hitching a hidden ride on the horse's hoof. Very sneaky of the snake. When the horse was about to cross the finish line, the snake jumped out, scaring the horse and thus edging it out for sixth place. Anyhow, this is the Radio TV podcast. We got a very exciting episode ahead. But before that, we're going to go over the weather. Today is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. We're sitting right now at about 65 degrees. Humidity at 0.82. Got 7 mile per hour winds. And looking like a mild evening. You know, it got up today to 77. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we got a high of 80, a low of 58. Thursday, we got a high of 89. We're goofing around with the 90s. Low of 58. What a good swing. High of 89, low of 58 on Thursday. That's what I'm talking about. That's almost desert conditions. Give me a jacket in the evening, a bonfire in the evening, and a shirtless during the day. Nothing but a Speedo during the day, and then you're chilly at night. You know? You know what I'm talking about? That's Thursday. Friday, we got a high of 85, low of 63. Saturday, high of 65, low of 56. Sunday, high of 53, low of 46. Boy, that's a chilly day. Is that chilly or what? Am I crazy? High of 53, low of 46. That's the Midwest, huh? Monday, we got a high of 62, low of 45. Tuesday, we got another chilly day, high of 56, low of 49. Possible showers. I didn't even factor in the rain. I'm just doing temps. Possible rain, possible drizzles Friday and Saturday and Tuesday. It's going to be a good week. Got a very special guest today, possibly two. We'll see. My good friend Eric Emerson is going to be coming at you hot from the Research Triangle down in North Carolina, Raleigh, or nearby, his hometown. Him and I co-hosted the Turnip and Stone podcast together, and many unreleased experiment podcasts. Great guy, hilarious. You're going to love him. I'm going to try to give him a buzz here, see if he picks up and if we got a special guest or not. So, give him a call. See if we can chit-chat. And we're ringing. What happens if he doesn't pick up? Do I continue? Or will this be...
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Hopefully this is the right number.
4 5.
We're just going to have to try them again. I'm going to have to ad-lib. Boy, I really want to go fishing. Fishing for like a catfish or something, you know? Reel it in, fry it up. Tough, though. Cutting into a fish, you got to gut them. Got no problem eating animals. Feasting on their flesh. Hard time gutting them and killing them. Kind of a crazy thing we do, you know? Because if somebody killed someone but didn't eat them, you'd be like, man, that's a massacre. That's bad. But if someone didn't kill them and then just ate them, we got Eric calling. Hello, you're on the air live for the Radio TV podcast. Can you hear me? Hold on a second. I can't. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Yeah, I think it's because maybe it's got a three-way here. Here, let me try to call you because it was just working a second ago. Let me try to call you really quick. I don't know what happened. That was Eric. I'm connected. See if we can get him on here. I think I had the wrong dial turned up. Let's try him back. Had to have the wrong selection on the phone. Technical glitch. We're going to keep it in.
There we go.
You're live on the Radio TV podcast. I had a glitch here. A technical glitch.
Resolved in real time for the people.
We're going to keep it in. Wabi sabi.
I'm happy to be on the air with you. What's new?
Wabi sabi is a Japanese, would you call it a philosophy?
I think that's fair.
An ancient Japanese philosophy.
Statement.
And
how would you break that down?
Well, I got a search right here.
What's it say?
It says it's an ancient Japanese philosophy that emphasizes the beauty of imperfection and the acceptance of the natural cycle of life, including impermanence, incompleteness, and imperfection.
Oh, all right. I'm going to try it. It's a fun phrase to say. It's a fun phrase to throw around. It's deadly serious when it comes to integrating that philosophy into your own life. I feel like they made it sound like it'd be fun by making it rhyme.
It's kind of fun.
It's very fun.
Any accident,
it's fun if you can pull it off.
Because any accident you have, you just go, "Hey, wabi sabi, baby."
Wabi sabi.
Bust a little bit too early in a romantic encounter. Hey, look, sweetie, wabi sabi.
Wabi sabi. Not everything can be perfect. I'm accepting to learn the incompleteness, the imperfection.
Might I remind you of 3 eyes?
I might have to try that. I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket.
I believe
First one's always a little wabi sabi. Let me take a blue chew and get back to you. That one was wabi. I'm coming back with a sabi for you here in a second.
Here, I'll pour you some green tea. Is a weeb a white gentleman that's fully into Asian culture, or is it specifically Chinese, Japanese? Have you ever heard?
I've heard the term before. I think it can be any non-Asian race, and I think it's generally Japanese culture. I think it's mostly manga, anime, short for animation, I imagine.
Yeah, I just typed it in. Japanophilia.
Whoa.
A strong interest in Japanese culture. Urban Dictionary calls it a person interested in anime and Japanese culture. So I guess if I'm deep in wabi sabi,
You're a weeb?
you're a weeb.
I came a weeble early.
An ancient
Whoa.
weeb.
An ancient weeb. Dude, I'm walking around I'm doing a little walk around the block in the neighborhood. There's a little snake in the road here.
Whoa, I was just opening. I did a little 4 minutes here. Before when I opened up, I did a whole thing that it was the year of the snake.
Whoa. Wabi sabi.
Wabi sabi, brother.
That is what do you learn about the year of the snake? I don't want to make you rehash what you were opening up with, but
I didn't learn a whole lot. I just knew that this was the year of the snake, and I clicked it in real quick, and then it just kind of made me realize, like, I have no clue what that means. Like, why is it the year of the rat or the snake? And I guess it's the Chinese zodiac.
sure. Did he give it? Is it like a fortune cookie where it offers some kind of prediction?
Yeah, it says.
Are people born? Is it like a zodiac sign? Like people born in the year of the monkey are like more likely to be one way or another?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out. I don't know, but it was very. It was like the origin on it that I read was like a snake crossed a river and hitched a ride on a horse's hoof, and it repeated the order of the animals. And this is going to take, I'm going to need to put on a pot of coffee and really get into this. Take my shoes and socks off.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a stay up all night, see if you can't get it figured out situation. Let me see. And we're helping the snake up over the curb.
How big of a snake are we talking?
It's a little baby snake, and he was crossing the street, so I just wanted to get him up over the edge of the street before he got pancaked.
Yeah, I think I might have just wrote this joke, or maybe it already exists, but I'll hit you with it.
Lay it on me.
Why did the snake cross the road?
Why is that?
To get to the other side.
Holy moly.
Bro, I might have just wrote that.
I did not see that one coming, and I couldn't be happier with the end result.
Dude, that's like, if I wrote that, that's like the equivalent of the first time someone said "Yo, mama."
You've got, it's such a fresh take on a reliable classic that I think that's gotta be, I don't know who you notified. You tell the New Yorker? I think you have to call somebody. Do you need to register that with the state of Illinois?
I just need to seed it into elementary schools.
Yeah, I don't know how you go about disseminating that to the people, and I also don't know how you go about making sure you retain credit for it.
You just drop it like leaflets. Like the CIA spreads propaganda in the 60s. Like it would do it airfly on a bike in a child's playground.
It's because instead of leaflets, it's popsicle sticks.
How big are we talking of a snake? We talking a garden snake?
I wish I got a picture, but I didn't want to stress him out any more than I already was. He was about maybe 9 inches long, a little baby, very like pencil thin, 8 or 9 inches long, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Don't get me on the air estimating inches because I'm about
you talking about the snake or your snake? 8 or 9, pencil thin,
scared,
scaly,
angry, coiled up, clearly upset, and he is having a hard time getting traction on the asphalt. I don't know if you've seen them like get scared when they're on a smooth surface, and they really gotta work to move because they don't get any grip. So he was trying to get over the curb, and I just coiled his little butt end around a stick and pushed him up so he could move. And he just went off into somebody's yard somewhere. That's
a beautiful thing about just you're coming at me from North Carolina right now.
Yeah, coming at
live correspondent.
Can you?
I can
is
hear the
iPhone picking up?
quiescence.
Is that the name of the background noise? You hear the frogs going?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait.
The iPhone must
Maybe
be,
I could hear it. I don't know.
there's some spring peepers out. You get some bullfrog noises.
Damn,
It's
that's nice.
I can smell the flowers. There's a little what are those white flowers are, a little honeysuckle scent on the air too. It's really it's a pleasant place to spend your time.
That really does something good to your soul, just hearing some frogs.
Oh yeah, dude. It does not get any better than this. Which is a bummer because so much of life is not this.
We've
But
gotten so far away.
that's wabi sabi.
That's baby. That's just
I guess
wabi
that's kind of
sabi.
the wabi sabi. That's what. Oh, I'm going to say that's the name of the snake. I'm naming that snake wabi sabi. I dub him wabi sabi.
First
Send
name
him off
Wabi,
into the
last
world.
name Sabi.
Exactly right. That's his government.
Yeah, snakes. So you're not afraid, I'm guessing. You touched the thing, right?
No, I thought about it and then I found like a twig
Yeah.
and just
Imagine if you just got bit by just a bad boy just put you down. That'd be such a bummer.
It would be, but it would launch the Montrose Hunt and Fish Club because you'd have the last comedic recording of Eric Emerson.
If you died on the air, the new working title is the Radio TV podcast, but I still haven't.
Oh, I like that.
I still haven't neglected the Montrose Hunt and Fish Club.
I think, I like radio TV podcasts, but yeah, it'd be nice to just get chomped by like I don't know. I think it'd be tough for a copperhead or a water moccasin to actually kill me, but I could neglect it. I could just get bit and then like go lay underneath a tree like an old Greek philosopher and just sort of podcast into the oblivion.
And you're like, I'm like, Eric, should I call 911? You're like, there's no time. They won't make it.
No.
I'm 10 miles from a road. Just tell my family I love them.
It's like the end of Blood Diamond. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Shh, no. They'll never make it in time. Eric?
You just keep podcasting without me. Leave the line going. Leave the line running.
I'm going to the great beyond. This isn't the end, it's the beginning. Wabi sabi, brother.
Wabi sabi. I see the great on-air light in the sky. God's calling me home I'm at the podcast with Jesus.
That's amazing.
Jesus has a new concept podcast where he calls people. It's kind of like car talk, but a little dirtier humor. I don't know. He says he wants me to try recording with him. Eric, I think the venom's getting to your head.
No, I'm on the air.
Is that you, God? It's me, Eric. I can send credit and availability. I've opened for Shane Gillis, God, if you'll have me. I'm looking for a little guest spot in the sky.
Oh, man. I'll call 911. No, don't do it. They'll never make it.
Eric, I don't think there's any snakes venomous enough in North Carolina. I think you probably have gays. No. Just let it go. I don't want to bother anybody.
It reminds me of Holes. You ever seen Holes?
Oh, yeah.
Shia
LaBeouf.
She takes she commits suicide by lizard.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that whole underlying plot to the backstory of Holes.
The yellow spotted lizard.
Yeah.
And then I guess they start eating onions, and the lizards don't like the onions or something like that. I don't know. But kissing Kate Barlow.
That's it. What a good name for a character.
Dude, you remember when when you could just be a bandit?
Do I remember that?
Yeah.
I wasn't around for a lot of that part of history, but I fantasized about it.
Because
I would like to be a bandit. Just go around and just take what you need from the town folk. The problem, Steve, with banditry is the inevitable just comeuppance.
what's that?
You're going to get, if you're the bandit, if you're the cowboy wearing black, you're always eventually going to be got. Either the town folk are going to turn against you, or a cowboy wearing all white is going to track you down.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's always a faster gun.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's sort of a live by the sword, die by the sword situation. And usually, at least in my limited experience with traditional Western storytelling, if you're a bandit, you're usually brought to justice by a sort of a ragged sheriff or a gruff but lovable bounty hunter.
But boy, you could really goof off for.
Boy, could you? Yeah.
I mean, you just roll into a town. You're like, my name's Ronnie now.
Yeah, you can just keep going one town over and keep shaving your mustache and be a whole new guy.
You fuck the whole town over, and then you just get on your horse and go, yeah.
Yeah, there's no traffic cams or anything back then. There's really no way to interrupt the chill session if you wanted to keep it going.
Me and my buddy kept doing this bit because we were watching like a Western, and in the movie, the guy he's on like a horse and wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like barking out orders. He's like, come over here and go down to come there, right around the corner and go down to the feed store and load up on corn and supplies. Get a room for the night. And I'll be back by dawn. Yeah! And he just like, he just goes out of nowhere, just goes, yeah! And just takes off on the horse and buggy.
On the back of Yeah, it'd be funny is he kias a little too hard. He spooks the horse. It bucks him off. He breaks his ankle.
I love that. It reminded me of that Louis bit where he's talking about the Old West. You walk in, you're like, give me a room for the night, 2 women, steak dinner, a bottle of 2X whiskey, a couple of horses, some feed for my horses. And you pull out a coin and just ping. This one heavy coin.
Flick a quarter right out of it. Yeah. That was also a benefit of the nonstop bandit chill session. Would be that
the cost of goods.
Were a nickel. Yeah, rooms were a nickel. Also, what would be, I would love to live at a time where the bar had a tab.
When a bar had a tab?
Like a tab that you didn't have to close that night.
Oh, dude. Yeah, just on the arm.
Yes, yeah. He goes, I would just put it on your tab. You go, all right, Mickey, I'll settle up with you one of these days, and then you're gone for a month, and you come back.
Yeah, just like a running bill. Put it on my tab.
Put it on my tab. Oh, Mickey, you never settle your tab. And you go, I'll get you one of these days, Bill. We don't really get a lot of spit in the palm handshake deals anymore these days.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. They want to get rid of cash.
It keeps going downhill.
So that's how far we've come.
It used to be that to get something, you had to give somebody something else, like you want a stool and you have to give them 2 chickens or something. And then for a little bit, I do think that we kind of peaked at the spit in the palm and the big slap handshake sort of deal. And then eventually we got cash. And now we're moving mostly towards the tap to pay, which doesn't quite have the same sentimentality to it.
There's just something about a burger place, like you go in and you order, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we don't take cash." That just drives me insane.
Yeah.
Well,
that's deeply frustrating.
What are we doing here?
What do you mean you don't take cash? I have the goods. You have the goods. I have the means.
take cards
Fun.
only? You only want me to take a loan out to eat here?
I gotta pay off. You tell me I gotta pay interest on this hamburger.
Yeah, the debit card. I mean, it's crazy that like our parents' time, there was like credit cards were new, and there was no such thing as a debit card even.
Yeah, what was before credit cards, if you wanted to buy something and you had to establish a line of credit, was it just going down to the bank and asking them like face to face and being like, boy, I sure could use $6,000 right now?
I think they had some like, I think the early credit cards was like they had like the Diners Club cards, they called them.
Mm-hmm.
But like there was a thing where like they had cards, but then they didn't have like the machines to read them. So they would like put it in a thing and like smash a piece of paper on it with ink, and it would like print a photocopy of the information. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen one of those before. Yeah, like one of those big like ka-chunk things. They kind of look like yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it made like an impression of it, but I don't know. Here it's saying AI is saying that ancient Mesopotamia had a system of virtual money as early as 5,000 years ago using clay tablets. So apparently it's a little bit older than we thought, dude.
Well, here's what is virtual money just like it's just not gold? Is virtual money just anything other than exchanging the actual resource?
I think the idea is just like, we're not going to charge you right now with like, you don't got to pay us 3 bones. We'll write it on a clay tablet. I guess that's what they're calling a credit card.
Was that did you have to, they're like, hey, just tap your clay tablet right here. Yep. It can be a little funky. Just tap it on the head of the jackal. Tap it on the human skull totem.
It's a little finicky. You know, just swipe it on the root.
Here's your pot of steaming gruel.
It's like loosely though to say that like that's when you look up like when was the first computer, and they're like it was 40 billion years ago, and you're like, well, what was it? It was a rock that had baking soda on it. You're like,
yeah. I've seen
okay.
like that before. Like here's the scientists are baffled by the ancient Greek computer. And it's like, yeah, probably because they're calling this Rubik's Cube a computer.
It technically had an electrical charge.
Yeah, because the guy he'd shuffle along the royal carpet in his king socks and touch it and zap it a little bit.
Did you have that? What?
Oh no, go ahead.
No,
go
what
ahead.
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say if you were just like the kind of like philosopher dork in the ancient Greece or whatever, and you just came up with one of those like funny brass spheres where you turn a gear and it matches the position of the stars or something like that. I feel like that's a pretty good feel after like, I have to imagine like 4 years of work to like make these little tiny bronze things. And then you twist this and it'll always show you where the North Star is or something. That's got to be a good feeling to come up with that, show that off to people.
Oh,
back
dude.
Before TikToks.
Yeah, like the wheel.
Oh,
how much action did that guy get?
That guy must have been Lord, dude. He's the first guy you could pick a chick up in a vehicle.
All right.
I mean, how many? Yeah.
Possibly the first guy to ever get roadhead.
Yeah. Yeah, who was the first guy? I don't know what the first, like, was the first ever instance of roadhead where you say, like, likely in a chariot? I think that's the highest likelihood.
It's early, dude, because, like, once we get any technology, the first thing you're like is, how can I get my dick sucked on this thing?
Yeah, but you want to know what the stressful thing is that from, I'm going to say, what, like 4000 BC, whenever the first chariot was invented, till from then until the invention of the shock absorber, you were really risking. You could just hit a little pothole that you might chomp your you might bite down. You could catch a pretty serious injury trying to take a turn quick while getting roadhead in that 1900 BC chariot.
This is a little bit back previous topic, but I wanted to bring it up. First computer on Wikipedia. When do you think they're saying? What do you think they're saying?
Oh man,
the description of the device will say.
Is it that little bronze sphere thing that I was thinking of? Because I feel like that was like
the Ishago bone. That might be.
Oh my god. A bone. That sounds like it's even farther back than I thought.
No, here's the oldest one. Devices have been used to aid computations for thousands of years, mostly using one-to-one correspondence with fingers.
They count counting on your fingers as the computer?
That's what I'm trying to say, dude. They're like, yeah, it was actually 8 million BC when the computer was invented. The guy went 1, 2, 3, and his friends did 3, 4, 5 on his fingers.
They're being so generous with the terminology there. I feel like I could be wrong. I feel
Abacus,
like,
2400 BCE.
See, these can't be computers in my mind. Computers have to have you can't be, there's no like, dude, we're getting an abacus. It's got to be a Dell or an HP or an Apple.
I guess they figure that that's like all precursors, like computing, counting.
Yeah.
In computing, I guess they figured. The one that I thought it was this Antikythera mechanism. You ever heard of this? This is the thing where I'm like, it looks like a rock that someone put baking soda on. And that was ancient Greek, and it's like a hand-powered ornery model of the solar system. They claim it's the oldest known example of an analog computer. Used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses. So it's like it was like a wheel that turned that I guess had, the year of the rat on it or the year of the snake.
There's a Flintstones. There's a Flintstones computer. Like, hold on, I'm booting up my email. They put a hedgehog on a wheel and it starts to run.
This is a real pain in the ass. I hate when I yab it up. I got to do this shit.
Wilma. Is that a turtle in the road? If that's a turtle in the road, I'm about to save another possible turtle. Or I'm about to step out into the road and get hit trying to rescue a pine cone.
I mean, the things have come a long way.
We've come very far. I will say, while not every instance of technology I think is favorable, it is nice to not have to spend 8 years in a blacksmith school so you can forge a little bronze thing that helps you predict when the next lunar eclipse will be.
Dude, shit, it used to be so much harder. Like jobs, there was no jobs. There was none.
No, well, there's one specific job, which was to try your darndest not to die that day.
Eat and fuck.
Yep. Dude, well, I'm doing one of those. By caveman standards, I have a part-time job.
Oh, man. Yeah, and then we farmed. Then we started farming.
That's when things really started to go off the rails.
Then we got all this shit and spare time.
Yeah. Once we started planning like more than one winter ahead, we really fucked ourselves.
Dude, you were balling though if you had a bunch of grain.
Oh my God, dude.
Grain doesn't carry clout in the club like it used to.
No, it does not, dude. I can walk out. I can go to like downtown Atlanta with like 2 giant sacks of rice, and I will stay soft and dry the entire night.
Just showing bitches pictures of your silos. I guess in some parts of the country.
Yeah,
check out my silo.
We're always, there will always be a need for grain. It's just really about whether or not you're in a part of the world where people can have grown up and observed its value.
Have you ever, this was a new one to me, a little off subject, but have you ever heard of popped sorghum?
Maybe.
This kind of blew my mind. You've heard of popcorn.
Snack? Yeah.
This is sorghum, which is some kind of seed, I think.
I harvested it in college. I took an art class, and the art teacher wanted us to feel closer to the earth, so she took us to a little mountain farm, and I harvested sorghum for a day.
I think I remember you saying I knew you had sorghum experience. Apparently you can pop it. Yeah, it fucking blew my mind, because then I started talking to my brother about all the different shit that, like, can you just pop anything?
I mean, maybe, but I think there's an upper limit on when it stops being appetizing.
Popcorn is really...
Popcorn is kind of primo. You know what I mean? In terms of popped foods, popped goods.
Any other seeds?
I don't know. I'm going to look for popped sorghum now. That's exciting. Is that I don't know. Is it gluten free? What makes it better than popped corn?
I don't know if it's better. I don't know I think it might just be different.
I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, but
see if it comes in different flavors.
What other things can you pop?
I don't know.
I should type in like popcorn.
Yeah, give it the like popcorn and see what it comes up with.
Like what other seeds?
Yeah, you can pop balloons, but that's not good for you.
Can you pop other grains? Several grains and seeds can be popped like popcorn. Quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat. Sorghum can also be popped and is a good alternative to popcorn, offering a similar texture and taste but smaller in size.
We used to have buckwheat pancakes growing up. You ever had buckwheat pancakes?
No.
That's pretty good. It's more savory, but you still have a little extra butter and syrup on there. I think my mom made them so that they'd be healthier than regular pancakes, but then I was just like, well, now we have to double the syrup ratio.
Interesting.
But it was good. I tried making buckwheat, like in Chicago, I tried making like buckwheat bread or buckwheat pancakes or something, and I did not know how to leaven it properly, and I made something so dense that it was like I took like a bite of it and like almost shit myself immediately. It was like some sort of like Inuit survival food. I didn't know how to. I don't know if it needed to be leavened. Maybe it needed some baking soda, but it was just. I think I just mixed like the flour and the water and just put it right in the oven. And when I ate it, it was like concrete.
Yeah, you can.
That was when I was balling on a budget.
All in on a budget.
Oh, someone's got a little outdoor fire going. There's a North Star. There's some fireflies out and about.
Wow. Live out in the field, our field correspondent. Well, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I can wrap it up whenever you are. Whenever you're ready.
Thanks for joining me on the radio TV podcast. This has been a blast. We've covered a wide array of subjects in such a small amount of time.
Yeah, I hope it was audibly pleasurable for the listeners.
Yeah.
And I'll do it anytime, brother. I'm happy to be a part of it.
God bless you. Have a beautiful night, and talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, brother.
Peace. All right, guys. That was Eric Emerson, episode 2 of the Radio TV podcast. We really covered the full spectrum from Old West outlaws to popped sorghum. I'm reading about Jesse James here because that was the one growing up in Missouri that they always talked about. He hid out in caverns, the Merrimack Caverns, I believe. Civil War era. But boy, you could really be a crazy bandit back in the day. But that's it, Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Always a pleasure. And I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much. Goodbye.